Welcome to the Iconoblast podcast. This is the show that takes a look behind the public facades of famous icons to show you why you can never take anything at face value. My name is Cooper, and across from me with a fresh hairdo right now is Joel Benner.
Hi, guys.
Iconoblast. We put the past on blast. Hit them with the truth, with things you never knew. Nobody is safe, no thing to place. Got Joel and Coop with history in your face. Iconoblast.
I've always been selfish. Anytime I did something for somebody, it was only for my self-aggrandizement. I was getting something down the road from it.
Damn.
I never knew the power of just being kind and giving. You know, I only used it for I only used it for my self-aggrandizement, but you know, just to be actually caring for somebody, I never really knew that. And not wanting anything back. I never experienced that, and that was powerful.
Yeah. Unconditional love.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so selfish. You know, I never knew what it's like to be selfless.
I was so selfish, and I never knew what it was like to be selfless.
To be selfless.
That was pretty.
Yeah.
That's a good little thing.
It's kind of hard to gauge whether or not something is truly selfless.
Well, if Mike Tyson says it is,
I'm not going to disagree with
Then
him. That's
I think-
for damn sure.
yeah. Should I play another one or save him for later?
We're going into one of the more
Naughty times.
chaotic and controversial portions of his life, so we'll...
Oh yeah, we ended last episode with rapey time.
Yeah, well,
Fuck.
we're starting this episode with...
Yeah, exactly.
With rapey time.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean our normal pre-show traditions. Well, it's not rape if we're both willing.
Oh, I think we do need to do a quick shout out to Devilman. Sorry, bro. At this point, I probably already called you and told you that the episode we recorded got fucked, but it got fucked, and I'm sorry.
Sometimes things get fucked.
Yeah.
And sometimes things get fucked that don't want to be fucked. And that's how Mike Tyson ended up in prison.
Yeah. Okay, good.
With the fans back in Mike's corner, July of 1991 would carry news that, although maybe not incredibly surprising, would shock the world. Michael Gerard Tyson had been arrested for the alleged rape of Miss Black America pageant contestant Desiree Washington. And I actually remember, like, when this happened.
I
Surprising.
Sort of do, yeah. As a little kid, kind of knowing somebody famous was busted.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's pretty much. I didn't know at that point because I would have been 7 years old. I didn't know at that point like how much of a boxing legend that he was. I knew that he was pretty much the only boxer that I knew of. But
Yeah.
my only exposure to boxing when I was growing up was sitting there and listening to my grandpa refer to all of them as the N-word.
Oh, shit, really?
So Mike Tyson was the one that he would actually refer to by name. The rest of them, I was like,
So Mike Tyson.
why does everybody else have the same name? That's so weird.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Oh, wait,
my
we should
grandpa was
we
racist.
should also shout out to Bill for writing the episode, right?
Oh yeah, this episode was written by Bill Schofield from
Yeah.
Nooner Nation podcast. Also one of the most prolific Nooners. The first Nooner that
He was
we
on the
ever-
last
we ever
episode.
met. Yeah, he joined us for part 1.
And he is not a pedophile.
Not a pedophile. He is not Jimmy Page.
No.
I mean,
Or Patrick Swayze.
no offense.
Wait, I mean,
Patrick Swayze was
no,
a pedophile.
No, not Patrick Swayze. The other guy that was a pedophile.
Which which one?
Sounds the same. No, from 7.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Close.
I thought you were talking about Roman Polanski.
He's a douche.
Which also,
dude.
Roman Polanski, fuck him. What movies has he done? Because
I don't know. I forgot them all because I don't
it's like
I
any
don't
of
want to
the,
promote anything that he does.
I remember when I was first doing some research on Roman Polanski to try and put an episode together about him, I was like, wait, all these movies fucking suck.
Yeah.
Same thing with Woody Allen.
sucks.
Fuck Woody Allen. Woody Allen has never made anything good, and he's not fucking funny. I fucking hate Woody
There was like
Allen.
one movie that I kind of liked, and I was like, oh, I get why fucking artsy fartsy fucking hippies like this shit. I don't like this, and he's a piece of shit. So now I don't remember any of the movie titles. I don't even want to say his name because he's gross and fucks his daughter.
Yeah. Woody Allen is a major piece of shit. No talent piece of shit, which is the next level of being a piece of shit.
What kind of person are you if you literally clean shit out of your daughter's pussy and then fuck it later?
A gentleman?
I'm going to pull that clip.
Well, he's not going to leave it in there. Oh, yeah. Now I know how Rogan feels. You take things out of context and people don't understand.
Yeah. Hey, you know what, Coop? Last thing before we dip into this. It feels good to just be the two of us again.
It's been a while. Yeah.
10 episodes or something.
Has it been that many episodes where we haven't had a...
It's been a while since
it has been
since
a while.
A erotic solo show.
So we had Bill Schofield, Nation podcast. We had Boston Joe. From Tailgate Legends.
Before that, it was Jesse.
Before that, it was Jesse.
Who can always be on the show anytime. You're not a guest. You are the third person on the show.
Jesse is the third host that is able to come and go as she pleases.
Yes.
She doesn't even need to be invited. She could literally just walk into the room and sit down. And
before that was Sean, and then Adam, and then Adam, and then we did two in a row with Lazaro Lopez.
Ooh, yeah, those were good episodes.
And then Adam before that again, and then it's been like...
Yeah,
we just haven't had a lot of alone time, and it's kind of been upsetting for me, you know?
No, I know. I hear that a lot lately. But yeah, it has been a while. And actually, we've got... So we can't say anything about it yet. But we've got some very interesting guests coming up.
Yes.
It's going to be a few more weeks after this episode comes out.
Yeah.
Just...
some juicy content
Stay tuned. It's going to be big. It's going to be a few big weeks. Maybe not right back to back. It depends on how the scheduling goes. But tail end of March, just keep an eye on the show.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Every guest that comes in, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try to. And
we're
actually, 3 out of the 4 guests that are coming on could easily kill me when I attempt to fuck them.
They're going to fuck both of us.
They're going to fuck us, yeah.
The difference is I'm going to be a willing participant.
Yeah, I'm going to like it. All right. Mike Tyson.
In his trial and appeal, Tyson was defended by a man named Alan Dershowitz. Dershowitz has represented other notable figures such as Patty Hearst, kidnapping victim and later accomplice to the Symbionese Liberation Army. So Patty Hearst is the granddaughter of William Randolph Hearst. William Randolph Hearst is the inspiration for Citizen Kane. He was a newspaper magnate, huge piece of shit.
Okay.
He's also I don't think he was a billionaire, but he was definitely like a multi-millionaire back
$4
in
million?
He had at least $4 million, maybe even $5 million. He built Hearst Castle in Northern California. And if you want to see just how fucking rich this guy was, look up Hearst Castle. The mausoleum that he built for himself to be buried in is bigger than the homes of most average people.
Okay.
Like that's where he's buried.
He's buried
It's
in a mansion.
not getting used for anything else. It's just this giant, like it's bigger than the majority of the apartments
He's buried
here
in a
in
mansion
Austin.
inside of a castle.
Yeah, not as big as a mansion. It's bigger than the average apartment.
Okay.
Which, I mean, a lot of people live in apartments now because fucking BlackRock's buying up all the goddamn real estate, but I'm not getting political on this show. That's going to be saved for American
Black
Party
Rock Mountain
podcast.
From where the dwarves live?
The fucking BlackRock dwarves. Yeah. Was that, what raid was in there?
Black Rock.
It was just called BlackRock?
I mean, I think, if you were cool, like on the inside, the slang you just call it Black Rock.
Yeah, the short name for it. I wasn't that cool. I didn't start raiding until like Wrath of the Lich King is when I started doing some raiding.
We don't talk about WoW on the show. We've never played it.
I've never played World of Warcraft in my life. I definitely didn't have a Death Knight.
No,
that's for sure, because that is
I don't even know what that is.
Stupidest fucking class to play if you know anything about World
I don't
of
even know
Warcraft,
what you're
which
talking about.
I don't know anything about World of Warcraft.
I bought this for the show.
Yeah,
trying to keep you on track.
Is it actually?
I've timed it twice. It's about 1 hour 15.
Oh, that's perfect.
It's like one was 1 hour 7, one was 1 hour 12 or something. So It's an hour something.
It's not very well made. It's trash. You just send it back.
It gives you freedom. It judges what's going on, and it'll give you more time or less time, depending on what you're talking about.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah. It's an hourglass if you're not watching on YouTube.
So Alan Dershowitz represented Patty Hearst, and Patty Hearst was I'm pretty sure, granddaughter of William Randolph Hearst.
Okay.
And William Randolph Hearst is actually largely responsible for marijuana being illegal in America because he owned a newspaper, and he also had a lot of investments in the production of the paper itself. It was actually cheaper to produce paper from hemp, but he didn't own a stake in the hemp paper production.
I was going to make a joke that he used weed to print his papers. I was going to make a joke. That's actually what he was doing?
No, he prevented weed from being used for the papers. He was the one behind the production of Reefer Madness. And Reefer Madness is the old, like, public service announcement or, like, propaganda video that circulated around, I think, back in the 50s or 60s or something like that, maybe even earlier, where it was saying that, anybody that you see smoking weed, they're a homosexual and a rapist.
Oh, God.
They like to smoke those jazz cigarettes and they lose their minds, pretty much saying, like, everything that's true about, like,
weed?
No, like, everything that's true about, like crackheads. They were associating that with
marijuana.
But then again, you can be a responsible crackhead. You're looking at one right here.
Yeah.
Legal crack. I'm on Adderall. Another
everything
person.
In moderation, Coop.
Everything in moderation. That's I wholeheartedly believe in Dan Holloway's viewpoint of the responsible drug user.
Yeah.
Because you can overdose on water. Water doesn't necessarily make you go and kill other people. Well, to check out look up "Hold Your Wii" for a Wii. It was a radio
Nintendo Wii.
Yeah, Nintendo Wii. It was a competition that was on some radio station where what the competition was people had to sit there and drink as much water as they could and not pee. And the last person to go pee won a Wii, a Nintendo Wii. It killed one of the people because they got, I think it's called hyperhidrosis, or either hyperhidrosis might actually be where you sweat too much.
Someone died from that.
If you can get water poisoning if you like. There's literally there is no substance on the planet that you can't overdose on if you put too much of it in your body. I mean, salt, water.
Yes, there is. Weed.
You actually have to smoke your own body weight in high grade weed to even come close to overdosing. That's why it's one of the safest drugs out there. Outside of psychedelics, psychedelics are super fucking safe too. Like psilocybin, magic mushrooms, extremely safe. Like,
dude,
way safer than...
Weed has ruined a lot of lives. It's just really hard to detect.
Well, no, what it is like...
laziness, paranoia. It makes you make weird decisions. You say weird shit. No one likes you anymore.
It's
managing... All of a sudden you're alone,
it's
living in the forest. It's weird.
I thought we weren't going to talk about your past on this show. Like, that was a part of your past that we weren't supposed to mention. And mine. That's how we met. But
you're in that rabbit hole. You look so
literally
cute.
any drug out there, if you use it in moderation and you're responsible and you're disciplined and you're driven, do whatever fucking drug you want. But if you don't have the discipline to manage it,
that's mostly true.
Well, I mean, like, what would be a drug that you would
like
say...
heroin, I don't think you should even casually do. That's...
No, literally, there are responsible heroin users, but there's a very, very small number of them. That's the thing, is like, you need
so
to
much
have...
other shit you can do. That's like saying, like, casually shoot yourself in the arm with a gun. Just find something else to do.
Well, shooting yourself in the arm with a gun doesn't give you any sort of...
You get endorphins, you get
benefit.
Adrenaline rush, you get it's exciting, you're nervous, if there's a week before it comes, you're fucking scared the whole time.
That's like...
You have to have a doctor.
Responsibly being a cutter.
Yeah, yeah.
Just gives you that endorphin rush. Just makes you feel alive because you don't feel anything else. Drugs.
You know, go do DMT with your friends and lay in the grass and have someone take care of you while you do it. And walk away clean.
Or, you know what? Go and just shoot up a fucking gram of pure black tar heroin into your arm
And jump out of a plane.
And jump out of a plane. You just be responsible about it. Don't land on anybody. Honestly, I believe if
Holloway's gonna get there, dude. He's been doing a lot of DMT. Sorry to call you out, bro, but dude, now he can walk and talk and move around on it, where everyone else is like literally snoring and needs someone to hold their head upright. He's gonna be jumping out of it. He's gonna find the right elevation, because an average DMT fucking slams like 10 minutes. So he's going to just jump out of a plane while I'm DMT for 10 minutes and then wake up and pull a chute just in time to get that extra rush, you know?
Well, the more you do something, the higher the tolerance that you're going to have.
Right.
And that's like back when I used to smoke
Can
nothing.
You build your tolerance for DMT? I guess you can.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you absolutely can. Back when I started off smoking a shitload of weed. When I was living back, well, I mean, you know, you saw me back in California. I just smoked weed all day, every day. But before
real
that...
quiet, real weird. Talked a lot slower.
I've always been quiet and weird, and I only talk faster because I'm on prescription methamphetamines.
It's the two opposites. Yeah.
And I'm drinking alcohol again, which I stopped doing.
If you're on
for
uppers,
a long time.
you speak faster. If you're on downers, you speak slower.
I think overall I preferred the downers for introspection and like kind of, you know, thinking about things. If I need to be social, I have horrible social anxiety. I can't be around people that I'm not really comfortable with without something. It's a crutch. I'll admit that.
Without drinking? Me, for sure. That's the crazy thing with drugs and people and brains and chemicals. It's different for everyone. Like for me, I get more creative if I have a little buzz. Like if I'm doing a photo shoot and I'm sober, I'm thinking too much. I don't have to drink a lot, but I'll have like a hard AF seltzer, or I'll take a shot and be like, all right, let's shoot. And then I could go 2 hours. I'm not hammered.
Hard AF.
Yeah. And it loosens me up, and that's be way more creative. If the less shit you're worried about, the more creative you can be. If I do uppers and shit, like I'd stay away from them. That's why I'm afraid to get a Adderall prescription or anything, because my brain goes into overdrive and you overthink too much, and it's almost like it's like paralysis by analysis syndrome for me. I need to be not worried. Weed, most drugs all make me paranoid and kind of paralyze me. That's why I don't do them.
Yeah, well, back when I used to smoke weed all the time, what I was about to say earlier is that I smoked so much weed that it just wasn't doing anything to me anymore. So I moved on to concentrates. I was doing
wax and all that crazy shit.
Yeah, wax. I think they just call them dabs now, or the
no cap?
People that are real. No cap, bro. No cap. I have no idea what that fucking means.
It means no lie. Last Row and I did a photo shoot the other day, and he went on a little rant by himself about how he hates no cap.
I fucking hate it too.
He
a
has normal job. He's a man, and he has employees that work for him. And he was like, you have to work tomorrow. And these two kids were like, no cap? And he was like, shut the fuck up.
Talk like
I don't
a
even know what that
person.
means. Yeah.
Past the age of...
It's like, for real?
No, see, something like that.
Lie?
Past the age
for
of
real?
Past the age of 30, it's time to stop picking up slang.
I like tight. I picked up tight after 30. TYTE tight, dude.
Oh, no, okay, that's
the same
not
thing.
what I'm talking about. Well, if you're saying it ironically, like I didn't start saying bro until I was like 25 or 26. And it started off being ironic, and now it's just like, oh, well, fuck, it's part of my vocabulary now.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, slang, once you get past the age of 30, just stop fucking picking up new slang.
No cap?
No cap.
Okay. That's your choice.
Bet.
Yeah, mid. This podcast so far is mid.
I haven't heard that one.
It just means mediocre. Like, it means, like, it's not the best, it's not the worst, but, hey, we're all going to the bar. It'll be mid if you want to come. It's casual, chill. Not the best, not the worst. I can say
casual and chill just as easily.
Yeah, it's all the same. You could say any of them.
But I grew up with casual and chill.
Yeah, I like mid.
I don't like change. I don't like these fucking younger generations because I'm getting old. Somebody else who's gotten old is Mike Tyson. So yeah, like I was saying.
No cap?
Son of a bitch. So yeah, Patty Hearst, William Randolph Hearst, look him up. William Randolph Hearst is going to be a topic of a future episode because he was a massive piece of shit, and he's the reason that weed is illegal right now.
Okay, fuck him.
Another person that was represented by Alan Dershowitz was Hollywood rapist Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, wow.
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
Weinstein. Okay, I can never fucking remember. Doesn't really
You don't
matter
need to.
because fuck him. But I don't
You
want
should
to.
say it wrong every time. Just so.
Well, see, I don't
'cause
want to.
There's no respect for him.
I don't want to disrespect Brett Weinstein. I like Brett Weinstein.
Yeah.
Alan Dershowitz also represented the famously not guilty. I'm rolling my eyes for anybody who's not watching the show. The famously not guilty murderer, O.J. Simpson.
Mm-hmm. Didn't do it.
And also WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Although represented by a world-famous lawyer, Tyson was found guilty, and in March of 1992, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Yeah. To this day, Mike claims that there was a sexual encounter between Washington and he, but it was completely consensual. And that's something that I don't understand how you can prove one way or the other. Like, I think that in modern terms, that would fall into the area of gray rape.
What's gray rape?
Gray rape is...
Like when you fuck an old lady?
No. Okay, that was good. No, gray rape is, I think it's like an unofficial term where somebody has sex with another person and then after the fact decides that they regret it. So
and then they say
like, well, I didn't really want to do that. Looking back on it, that was a bad idea. So I
like
was
the Kobe
raped.
situation.
That's a pretty good comparison. If depending on
he just thought it was consensual, and she was like, well, it wasn't really, but I was intimidated by you, so I was like, I have to say yes.
Or like,
but I didn't want to, but I said yes.
Aziz Ansari, that's another one where it's like...
I could imagine, dude, if I was hanging out with Mike Tyson and he was like, hey, baby, let's fuck.
I'm going to fuck you. I'm like...
okay, yes,
yeah,
let's do it, please.
Obviously you are. I have no choice in this matter.
So like, I could see how he could misconstrue that.
I think that's...
that was a joke.
That comes down to... Well, no, I mean, I feel like that's like a pretty... accurate interpretation where
but when you have that power, you should know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is like if you're in that sort of position, you need to be extra careful. If you're an extremely intimidating person or an extremely powerful person,
we all know this from Spider-Man's uncle.
With great power comes great risk of being accused of rape. I think that's what Uncle Ben said.
That's what he said. Yeah, that's why it's like it looks like it's dubbed because that old man on set was just freaking out.
I'm not saying those lines. I'll get canceled. But I do agree that so there are some situations where you're gonna feel like you don't have the opportunity to say no. It's not safe to say no.
Yeah.
And that does fall onto the person that has the greater power in the situation.
Yeah.
And that's where if you're using your position to willingly and knowingly coerce other people into doing things they don't want to do,
yeah,
you're a massive piece of shit. Huge piece of shit.
Yeah, in any shape or form, even not just sexual activity.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In general,
it doesn't just come down to sex. It applies to like literally anything.
Everyday
where
life.
if you're knowingly using your position to coerce somebody else to do something where you know that they're not going to feel comfortable saying no to you because of who you are, you're a fucking asshole. Like in that situation, I feel like you need to be even more aware of making sure the person that you're dealing with knows, like, hey, look, you can literally say no and there's not going to be any repercussions. It's cool. I understand the position that I'm in. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but you need to understand that you are in a more powerful position, and some people aren't going to want to say no to you regardless of whether or not they want to go through with something.
right? Yeah.
So yeah, in situations like that, it's sexually, I think that could be considered, that's like on the borderline, like the very, very borderline of gray rape, because with gray rape, not Great Ape, that was an old cartoon show. Gray rape, that's where somebody
I hate
after
this
the
term gray rape. I've never heard it.
Me too. I think it is bullshit, because what it is somebody makes a bad decision, and then after the fact they're like, oh wait, fuck, I didn't want to do that, but I don't want to look bad for it, so I'm just going to say like, oh no, I was raped.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're gonna literally ruin somebody's life just because you're worried about how it's going to look for you. That's
But also the other side of that would be, I'm nervous, I'm uncomfortable, I got fucking hammered, and I let somebody take advantage of me and use me, and when I woke up the next morning, I was like, oh my God, I just got tricked, manipulated all night, drugged, whatever else.
yeah, that's
Now
where
I feel like, okay, I did say yes, but I think I was like completely lied to and tricked.
that's where the power dynamic definitely does.
Yeah, but you can do that
come into
without a
play.
power dynamic. You can just be good at talking. You can be witty and smart and and manipulate somebody.
But there's still a power dynamic to that.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course,
If you're aware of like, oh,
When you're Harvey Weinstein, you don't have to even have any game.
oh no, you're just like, look, dude,
You want a job?
do you want a
No?
job? No, all right, get the fuck out of here. Do you want me
Yeah.
to make sure you're blackballed from any other possible work in the future, or do you
Or
want
fuck
to
me.
just let me jerk off on top of you and I'll make you
Oh, he did much worse
a
than
star?
that, but-
Oh yeah, he definitely did. That we discussed that on a unreleased episode that we'll probably redo at some point.
We should.
Briefly talked about it when we were talking about a lady named Patricia Douglas. The issue
we
with
should-
Patricia
I think
Douglas
we could go into
was
that at some point soon.
yeah. It's still a good episode. Not many people know who Patricia Douglas is, but people should know who Patricia Douglas is because at MGM,
Fuck Harvey, MGM, and a lot
Harvey
of
and-
people.
well,
There's a reason why no one knows who she is.
yeah, Harvey Weinstein wasn't involved with Patricia Douglas, but he benefited from
But
that
he's the
overall
grandson of that.
mentality. Yeah, he was grandfathered into it.
He's the daddy. He's the dirty son.
Yeah, which, by the way, fun fact for anybody listening at home, if you've ever listened to the song "Singing in the Rain,"
Yeah.
the person who wrote "Singing in the Rain" whipped his dick out in front of Shirley Temple when she was about 12 years old and tried to molest her. And the only reason she got out of it was because she laughed at how small his dick was. So next time you listen to that song, I want you to keep that in your head.
Yeah. Keep that in your head. He's a pedophile. The singer of that, technically.
Oh, yeah, full blown.
Yeah.
Full blown fucking pedophile. Tyson would eventually end up serving 3 out of his 6-year sentence, during which time he spent his days reading Marx, Shakespeare. Okay, so he read Marx. That makes me so fucking mad.
He didn't know there wasn't even internet back then.
Okay, yeah, so still fuck.
He didn't even learn how to read till later.
Fuck the
Easily-
Marx Brothers. They think they're so goddamn funny, and all these people are starting these big social movements based off of comedians. It's like, oh, I'm a Marxist. It's like, what? Oh, I'm into fucking Groucho Marx. I like smoking cigars. I'm into Harpo Marx. I like playing harps. You're gonna tank the entire economy because of these fucking comedians? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. I've never actually looked into it, but I think that's what it is. He also read Shakespeare and Tolstoy, along with converting to Islam.
I don't know the third one.
Toy
Story?
Leo Tolstoy.
He wrote the Toy Story
Well, no,
song?
it's yeah. He's the one that plays the piano. And you got a friend.
Yeah,
in
okay,
me.
that guy.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Tyson also spent some time fucking his female prison guards, which is rumored to have resulted in an ironically unplanned trip to Planned Parenthood. And I feel like most trips to Planned Parenthood aren't
gangster.
necessarily planned. But seriously, he's Mike fucking Tyson.
Yeah, but it ain't easy to fuck your prison guard.
I could be a male prison guard, and well, no, then that would be rape. That would be rape again.
Do you think was he? Yeah. So was he using his power to fuck the prison guards,
In that situation, I don't think that he
or were
was.
they
I think it
using their
was
power to get that seed? What did the prison guard look like?
What was she wearing?
Dude, if she was a big old
What was
bitch-
Tyson wearing?
Dude, if she was thick and was like, you're going to fuck me and I want to make my own fighter son.
Well, and
You know?
Tyson would probably be like, "Oh, look, I'm bored with fucking here right now. You want to get the fuck?"
Let's have sex.
Yeah. Sorry,
Dude, there
sorry
might
Tyson,
be an
please don't kill
illegitimate
us.
Tyson son out there that's born of a prison guard.
There's
That's
well,
cool.
that I mean, maybe there might be. There's for sure illegitimate.
We should do the math.
Children of Mike
Maybe it
Tyson.
was a Mexican guard, and their illegitimate son is the current boxing champion, Canelo.
We'd have to look at
do
that
some
timeline,
math.
but I honestly have no idea. You could tell me that
Oh,
was
wait,
true,
he'd
and
be
I'd
half-
be like, oh,
he'd
okay,
be-
that makes sense.
He wouldn't be half Nazi with red hair.
Wouldn't he?
He'd have to, because he's half Mexican, half Russian, or whatever the hell he is. I don't know
Oh,
what he
okay,
is.
yeah. As far as I know, Tyson is.
He's just a
neither-
Mexican dude he's a redheaded Mexican dude. So if Mike Tyson fucks anybody, they're gonna be black as fuck when they come
Hey,
out.
recessive genes doesn't mean that you're not going to turn out the other way. It just means that the
Mike
percentage
Tyson-
is higher.
If Mike Tyson has kids, they will look like Mike Tyson. He's too
Yeah,
powerful.
he's got the more dominant genes in that
Yeah,
situation.
it's like Arnold. Every kid that
Tyson's
comes,
genes are for sure going to overpower a fucking ginger. They say that prison changes a man, but Mike Tyson must not have got that memo. Upon his release in March of 1995, he went right back to doing what he knew how to do best, which was beating the shit out of opponents for huge sums of money and spending that money on stupid shit. Some notable items he spent his hard-fought dollars on in this time were 2 large tattoos on his torso, one of Mao Zedong, which, god damn it, Tyson, I'm trying so fucking hard to have respect for you. You're reading Marx, and you have a tattoo of Mao Zedong on you. I mean, it's not like I'm going to say this to his face because he'd fucking murder me, but
Right,
holy
right.
shit.
Wait, wasn't that because he lost a fight in China or something? Wasn't there some weird reason why he got that?
Oh, yeah.
Devilman was saying
Yeah, I
that.
think Devilman said something about that. But still, if you're going to get
It's like he lost a bet.
oh,
You know what?
all right,
You know what's
maybe,
happening
but
on Saturday, right?
if I lost a bet to somebody in Germany, I'm going to research Hitler before I get a Hitler tattoo.
True.
Mao Zedong killed more
Maybe he
people
did,
than Hitler.
but he had to get it no matter what because he thought he was going to win. Speaking of fucked up tattoos, you know what's happening on Saturday?
What?
Lasro Lopez is getting a Hillary Clinton tattoo live on air for the 1000th
No
episode of for
fucking-
$1,000 for the 1000th episode of Drinking Bros. Lasro's getting a Hillary Clinton tattoo.
No
Not just
fucking way.
not just a picture of her. It's like it's a tweet from Hillary Clinton right before she thought she was going to win the presidency. It's like, look at the new president, and it's like
It's a picture
tweet
of her when
she's
she's
a kid.
when she's younger, and it
he's-
says, "Look at this future
Yeah,
president."
and he's getting the whole tweet.
Or happy birthday
just
to
the
this
kid,
future president, I
Not
think
just
was-
her. The tweet. It's going to be like a square. It's going to say a tweet. It's going to have the mark, the official mark, everything, the full tweet.
Okay, wait. No, I would get that tattoo because that's just a fucking jab at this fucking murdering piece of shit.
Yeah, it's great.
That's like
Big,
insulting to
though.
her.
Big.
How big? Like Steve-O tattooing his
Like,
own
it's whole
face on his
thigh,
back?
his left thigh. Boom.
I'd still get that. If
That's crazy.
I think it's fucking awesome that he's getting that.
Get $1,000. I'd do it for $1,000. I think.
I would get that for $1,000 for sure.
Yeah.
I think it would be even better if it was something that was just full blown supporting Hillary Clinton. Like there's no question about it in anybody's mind. If they look at that tattoo, it's like, oh my God, Hillary Clinton is your hero. Like
Yeah.
get
Well,
a
it
tattoo that
still
just
kinda
literally
looks like
says
that.
Hillary Clinton is my hero across my chest.
It looks that bad at first glance.
I-
And what's even better is the way young Hillary Clinton is looking. Every time Lasro's getting a blowjob from some chick, she's going to be looking at him.
Ooh, okay, that's a little bit better.
Yeah, that's nice. They're going to be looking
I
at
mean,
each
with
other's
the-
eyes.
With the number of liberals in Austin, there's going to be plenty of chicks that are going to enjoy that. Anyway, some of the notable items that Mike Tyson spent his hard-fought dollars on in this time were 2 large tattoos on his torso, one of Mao Zedong, which fuck Mao Zedong, fuck Joseph Stalin, fuck Che Guevara,
He's got a Che tattoo.
and the other tattoo was fucking Che Guevara. Like 2 of my most hated people in history outside of Floyd Mayweather and Adolf Hitler are Mao Zedong and Che Guevara.
But I think
Again,
that's
I'm
just a
not
symbol
saying
of
this to-
who he was at the time. He was those kind of people. Mike Tyson would have done the same shit if he could. Like I think,
But he
could relate to evil people because he was fucking going through so much shit and was an evil man.
Well,
he had a black heart.
Well, no, see, that's the thing is, like, I can almost guarantee that the reason that he got both of those tattoos were because he was reading Marx while he was in prison, and he wasn't actually.
He only saw one perspective.
He wasn't understanding the history of what communism has done in literally every situation that it's ever been implemented, which in every situation that it's ever been fully implemented as part of a government, it kills hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's what he liked about it. If he was knowledgeable and still got the tattoos, if you're maybe because he liked the violence.
If you're reading Marx, then you're going to be like, oh, holy shit, this makes sense. This makes total sense. You give the power to the workers, and everybody's sharing everything. It's going to be so much better. But once it's implemented,
it's not better.
You look at the people that have implemented it in the past, and it, without exception, it leads to massive amounts of death and corruption. So what that is that's to me it's the same reason that you see college students walking around with pictures of Che Guevara on their T-shirt, because they understand that the idea is real nice, but the reality is not nice. And if you actually look into the history of how it works, it turns into starvation and
if
slaughter.
you don't want to look into the history, we did a 3-part episode series on Che Guevara with special guest Jack Mandeville.
Yes, and
it's a great 3-parter.
Gives you an idea of the type of people that actually lead these revolutions going into communism.
We did actually kind of fuck up the first episode on that, though. We got fucking hammered. It's like a 2-hour. Like in the second episode, we try to recap the first episode.
Because the first one was
literally tell the entire first episode in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
so
that happens sometimes.
If you enjoy getting drunk and playing drinking games, watch the first one, or just watch 2 and 3, because that's where all the actual information is.
The way that I've started describing the show to people is it's a combination of Dan Carlin's hardcore history mixed with drunk history.
Yeah.
If you like both of those, you're probably going to have a good
fine.
time.
Yeah.
Man, now all I want to talk about is how much I fucking hate communism. But anyway.
Dude, we'll do a bonus episode.
So, you know what?
We've started Patreon or whatever.
Here's a very good example of why I hate communism and people that glorify Mao Zedong and Che Guevara, and there's not really that many people that glorify Joseph Stalin outside of like, I don't even know how to pronounce Slavoj
I don't even know
Žižek,
Mao Zedong. I just see some
slurring fucking communist retard. So Mike Tyson spent his money earned through capitalism on tattoos of Mao Zedong, Che Guevara, and then bought a $350,000 Lamborghini. That's something that you can't do in a
communist country.
Yeah, a communist economy. The Lamborghini was so powerful and frightened him so much that he literally tossed the keys to a security guard and told him he could have it. Now that right there, actually no, that's still not communism. It would have been if the security guard had the Lamborghini and Mike Tyson was in the higher position of power, then Mike Tyson would have been like, hey, that Lamborghini belongs to the state now.
He wasn't afraid of the Lamborghini. He just knew that he was crazy and he'll kill himself.
Oh, I'm going to fucking, if I stay in this thing, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
Yeah.
But then he bought tigers.
Well, no, that's why I know he wasn't afraid of it.
He could fight a tiger. However, one of the young multimillionaire's most famous and outrageous purchases was actually made while the boxer was still in prison. When Iron Mike came home from his incarceration, he was welcomed by 3 white Siberian tiger cubs named Boris, Storm, and Kenya.
Nice.
Long before a flamboyant redneck held the title of Tiger King, the collective attention of the globe was captivated by images of an underwear-clad Mike Tyson holding a white tiger on a leash.
That's the best picture. I've seen it. It's great.
And he slept with him also, didn't he?
Yeah, he fucked him.
I didn't mean sleep with him in that way. I mean like he'd actually had him in his bed.
Why not? They're your pets. It depends on what kind of pet owner you are.
That's
some
true.
people don't like them on the bed. Some do.
I don't trust people that don't let their dogs in the bed. You know, a really good bed to sleep in if you want to have a good night's sleep with your animals.
Ghost bed.
A ghost bed.
Mm-hmm. That's their best transition to date.
The Iconoblast podcast is presented by ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. Ghostbed has been a loyal sponsor of the Drinkin' Bros for over 5 years now, and everyone here in the studio is in love with their mattresses and pillows. And I can vouch for that because I spent 3 days sleeping on the ghost bed here in the studio, and it is comfortable as fuck.
And Lloyd will be sleeping on it tonight.
Oh, yeah, we got somebody else that's going to be sleeping on the ghost bed here in the studio tonight.
The ghost bed here at the studio is a fucking horde.
It's
fucked everybody.
It's welcoming. It is
It's
it's non-judgmental,
non-binary. Wait,
Even after the amount of people that have slept on this bed, it's still just as firm as it was when it got here to the studio.
true. Kegels.
Yeah.
It's got that Kegel adjustable frame thing.
This ghost bed.
Adjustable base.
Ghost beds all keep themselves in shape. Yeah. They get that rejuvenation surgery. Ghost Bed makes their high-quality mattresses right here in the good old USA, and each mattress comes with a 20-year warranty. You can try a Ghost Bed mattress for 101 nights, and if you're not completely satisfied, you can return it, no questions asked. And you do not ask questions about what has happened on your Ghost Bed.
No.
I slept with my puppy, though.
That's what he calls... Never mind.
My Gimp.
Yeah.
I call my Gimp my puppy. Their mattresses and pillows have cooling technology to help keep you cool at night, which is especially helpful if you live in a place like Texas, which is starting to heat up once again. I was sweating my ass off last night because I was sleeping in a hotel. And yeah,
They didn't have air conditioning?
No, they didn't. I've got the air conditioning fucking cranked, and I'm still waking up. It's probably stress, honestly, and not the heat.
It's been nice, and I've had the air conditioning off. Keeping the windows open. It's a little muggy, but the temperature's good.
It's been muggy. I've been under a tiny little bit of stress.
What's his name?
Stress. I call him Tiny Stress. I'm fucking a midget. That's what I'm trying to say. You can buy a mattress for around $35 per month, and they have no money down, 0% financing plans. GhostBed also offers bundles so you can get everything you need in one convenient package. You just choose from their 4 mattresses and then pick your bundle. So whether you just need a mattress and a frame, which I highly recommend the frames, they fucking vibrate. They're like Transformers. Or if you want it all, like their cooling pillows and sheets, which once again, the cooling pillows, like I didn't understand how nice that is.
It is nice.
Until like it feels like when you first lay down, it's like, oh shit, this pillow's just been in the freezer.
Yeah, it feels really good.
Either way, you can always get the best bang for your buck. Right now, GhostBed is offering a flash sale where you can get 40% off when you buy a mattress and adjustable base, or 30% off of everything when you use the promo code DrinkinBros. Head over to ghostbed.com/DrinkinBros to take advantage of all these awesome deals. That's ghostbed.com/DrinkinBros. GhostBed. Sleep so good, it's scary.
And we're drinking bros. We're bros and we're drinking. Cheers.
Cheers. I feel bad for... So I'm drinking my good old-fashioned Lone River Ranch water.
Explain why, you son of a bitch.
Because those hard AF seltzers, holy shit, they're scary. Like, hard AF seltzer, get so fucked up, it's scary.
Yeah, I got one right. I'm actually drinking a hard AF. It's in this red cup, but this is a hard AF with a shot of vodka in it. And then I have a secondary right here. This is the blueberry flavor. Blue raspberry. I think peach is my favorite, and this is my second favorite.
Really? Blue raspberry is my favorite.
Yeah.
Hard AF seltzer with a shot of vodka in it is like a speedball. That's what killed Chris Farley.
That's how I start my day.
One or the other. God. Or don't. Either way, just get some hard AF seltzer. The shit. Holy shit. I seriously cannot stress it enough. It tastes good, and it is strong as fuck.
Yeah. It fucking is.
Mike Tyson reportedly paid over $70,000 for each of the exotic cats and nearly $200,000 per year to maintain them. Tyson claims he also shelled out $125,000 to have the tigers trained for domestic life. But for some reason or the other, Tyson got rid of Boris and Storm, but Kenya remained at his side for over 16 years.
She was down for anal.
I think that she was just the more...
Aggressive.
Actually, yeah, he probably kept the meanest one out of all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, these other two cats are pussies.
Hey, Mike Tyson's still alive. Just saying.
Well, like, he's going to waste his time coming out here to beat up some fucking skinny white dude. No, he's zen now.
It's a pretty good act. That's true. It does sound like him.
He would definitely fucking tear me limb from limb.
Yeah, I don't think he has time for us.
No. We're too small.
Lucky for us.
Oh yeah, honestly, like I could talk shit about Vladimir Putin right now. He's not going to take time out of his schedule to.
We should do an episode on Putin.
Yeah, fuck Vladimir Putin.
It's timely-ish, but also he's worth bagging on.
Yeah, that would be.
It would
a
also
good
be
episode
good to kind of understand.
Well, it's because he's a full-blown fucking psychopathic narcissist that he's trying to reform the USSR. He's trying to reform the Soviet Union.
But the Ukraine
he's got,
president's also kind of a dick, too.
Oh, yeah.
They're all kind of naughty out there.
I put together the Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky.
Is it true that after he won the presidency, the people that were running against him, he threw in jail? Like, right after he won, he was like, oh, you want to be against me? And boom, just arrested them and put them in jail, like one of the first things he did.
That part I would need to look into. I think that the most damning thing about him is that he played a piano with his penis on live television.
That's sick.
He used to be a comedian.
Why would that be bad?
Because he's supposed to be a fucking public figure. You don't do stupid shit when you're...
Donald Trump did a lot of crazy shit.
No, I know. That's actually what I like about Volodymyr
He played
Zelensky.
piano with his dick?
He used to be a comedian. And an actor. It was like if Jon Stewart became president of the United States.
Which would be probably...
And then Jon Stewart started colluding with powerful oligarchs in the Ukraine to benefit himself and collude with... Well, no, this is a while before all this shit happened. Volodymyr Zelensky.
Well, the Russians have attacked before.
Yeah, I mean the Russians
all the time.
Go after everybody. They're like the North Korea.
They're awesome. They like give us a reason why there's cool video games and shit.
Oh yeah.
You need a villain.
Well, it's about time that we stop making video games about fucking like terrorists over in the Middle East. Let's go back to fighting the goddamn Russians like Red Dawn.
Russians and Nazis and all that shit. Those are my favorite people to kill.
Nazis are fucking playing
in video games.
Well,
in video games.
To each their own.
I haven't killed a Russian in real life.
But
as far as I know.
What about
Nazis?
Nazis? Have you been down to Argentina? You're going down there with the fucking Mossad taking out old
City,
retired
that's
Nazis?
The closest I've been to Argentina. I didn't see any Nazis there.
But Zelensky is, to be perfectly honest, he's as corrupt as any other fucking politician in the world. There's one politician in history that I can think of that wasn't, to my knowledge, absolutely corrupt. I feel bad because I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He was a Roman politician that was given dictatorial power. And as soon as his dictatorial power was up,
what's dictatorial? That sounds like a book that you buy to learn how to use a dick.
No, dictator.
Dictatorial.
We talked. So dictatorial, like the power of being a dictator.
I'm sorry, I'm too immature for that.
Oh, a dictator. That sounds like a potato that you carve into a dildo.
Dictatorial sounds like a book that you read about what a dick is.
No, it's not dictatorial. Dictatorial. Anyway, so this guy was made dictator of Rome, and now I'm just thinking about dicks and potatoes the whole time.
Dicks and potatoes, baby. That's how you run this country.
He was made a dictator in Rome, and then once his power was up, instead of using that position, like he was even offered, like, hey, you're doing a great job. Why don't you just stay in power and rule over all of us? He's like, no, fuck you. I'm going to go be a farmer. And then he fucked off and went and became a farmer. Like
dictator, that actually makes sense. When you're a dictator, you are usually a dick, and you do usually end up kind of fat like a potato.
You usually end up fucking potatoes. No, dictator's probably
Dictator
fucked up.
tot, dude. That's Donald Trump in a nutshell, dude.
If Donald Trump only fucked midgets,
No, he just looks like a dictator tot. You know? Great guy.
so anyway, one of the few.
This is if you're looking on YouTube, this right here is a check from Donald Trump to me directly.
Oh yeah, Joel and Trump go way back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Only president that ever gave me money.
I'm not wearing the shirt right now. I'm wearing one of the other Drinking Bros shirts, but I also have the shirt that says all politicians are cunts,
Yes.
and that is 100% true. You can't trust any of them. Anybody who rises to a major position of power got there pretty much to take advantage of other people or because they're a sociopath.
Yep.
But that's a necessary part of society.
It works.
At this point.
Ish.
Yeah.
This isn't a political show.
Nope.
No, we're not doing an episode on Ukraine or Putin yet.
Yet.
For now, we're talking about someone who's actually badass.
I put together an episode about Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, for American Party Podcast. If you want to hear about him, go listen to American Party Podcast.
Nice.
At some point after Kenya's appearance in the 2009 hit comedy The Hangover...
Who?
Kenya, the only tiger that Mike Tyson
Oh,
killed.
the kitty.
The 550-pound kitty cat. At some point after Kenya's appearance in the 2009 hit comedy The Hangover, Mike had to get rid of his beloved pet after her eyes and hips required special medical care.
Oh.
It also didn't help that she ripped the arm off a female intruder that resulted in a $250,000 settlement. Which for him, that's
Wait, intruder?
probably a stalker trying to break into his house and reverse rape him or something.
Or did they just finish banging and then she left and was like, "Oh, I forgot my high heels," and then went back to get him and just got mauled by a tiger? Fuck, that's crazy. That's probably something along the lines of what it was.
Oh, fuck, he was breaking into my house.
Intruder. Why did he have to pay a fine if someone's breaking into his house?
Oh, dude, if somebody gets, depending on what state it's in, if somebody breaks into your home and gets hurt, yeah, you can be legally liable. It's
I thought that was a
fucking
joke in the
stupid.
movie Liar Liar.
No, it has actually happened before.
That's fucked.
That's why, personally, I support the castle doctrine. If somebody enters your house, it's fucking Thunderdome.
Yeah.
With cats at home to feed, Mike won 4 fights in a row, earning a reported $30 million each for at least 2 out of the 4.
Nice.
The 4th victory against Bruce Seldon on September 7th, 1996 at the MGM Grand is a night that holds bittersweet memories in Tyson's history. That night, the fighter regained his heavyweight title, but afterwards, a personal friend of Mike's was murdered in a drive-by shooting after leading the event.
Was that the fight where he had crabs during the fight?
I think that's probably most of them, considering the amount of fucking he was doing. Anyway, the young man that was murdered outside of the fight was some... I don't know. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. I'm sure some people might have heard from Tupac Shaker.
Oh, yeah. T-Pac.
T-Pac... Tupac...
Dos Pac.
Two container salt shaker.
Tupac.
I guess he was a rapper or something like that. Tupac Shakur.
That's crazy it happened on that same day.
Yeah. First song I ever got drunk to was California Love by Tupac.
By Tupac?
Yeah.
Did you fuck?
Oh no, I ended up throwing up not long afterwards because I flew too close to the sun that first time.
But was it awesome? Like you're listening to Tupac and fucking drinking and you're like, this is what it's to be a grown-up?
It was fun because it was a house party while my parents were out of town and my sister had a bunch of her friends over. And I was like the youngest one there because my sister is about 3 years older than I am. And like I was dancing with some of her friends that I had crushes on. And I was like, oh man, this is fucking awesome. Alcohol's amazing. There's no way that anything bad could come of this. And then I ended up throwing up all over my
Tupac was
bed.
rapping at you and you were barfing.
Oh dude, I still have I have a soft spot for California Love. Like anytime I hear that song, I'm like, oh fuck.
Good old
memories.
days.
Yeah.
Dude, that music video is dope.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Mad Max.
So later that year, the second loss of the 30-year-old's career came at the hands of the heavily underdogged Evander Holyfield. Okay, we already got past that. The boxing promoters rode the uncertainty into a highly touted rematch set for June of 1997. This was a fight that would not only sell nearly 2 million pay-per-views, setting a record that lasted a decade.
This is the first fight of that Mike Tyson as a kid that I wanted to see.
I
had been to parties where he was
remember
around, but yeah,
that.
this was the first one where I was like, oh my God, that crazy motherfucker's going to fight.
The fight also ended with one of the most controversial moments in sport history. At the end of the third round, Tyson bit a portion of Holyfield's right ear off. And upon the stoppage,
Huge one.
Tyson became livid.
And it wasn't even the fucking first time he bit him in his ear. He bit him twice that fight.
Oh, shit, he did?
Yeah, he's got, bit him down here at the bottom by the lobe.
But he only
and
got caught the second time?
No, he got caught. And now he was like, the ref was like, don't fucking do that shit. That's fucked up. That's dirty shit. And Mike Tyson's like, no, he's headbutting the shit out of me. And I think there's audio or something. I don't remember. This was 5 years ago when I researched this stuff and was obsessed about it. But he was telling him, Mike Tyson was like, don't fucking quit headbutting me. I'm going to bite you again. You know?
No shit.
Shit like that, just being like, knock it off. And then right away, just boom, headbutting him. And so he was like, fuck you, and just bit his fucking ear off.
Oh, fuck. Holyfield had it coming.
Yeah.
It was because of what he was wearing. The violent outburst from one of the scariest human beings on the planet resulted in nearly a dozen armed Las Vegas PD officers rushing into the ring to try and restrain him, which I think that would be a good picture for us to post along with this episode, is how fucking scared.
Dude, I was scared.
All of the
that
cops
day.
are fucking terrified of him too. Eventually, the officers and Tyson's team were able to settle the angry boxer down without anyone getting injured, surprisingly. Following the incident, Tyson had $3 million of his $30 million purse withheld, and he was banned from boxing for 18 months, which, 18 months off,
Here,
and
look.
you lose $3 million out of $30 million, that's a bit of a slap on the wrist.
True, but I just want you to, because you haven't seen this stuff, and a lot of people that know Mike Tyson have watched this. I just searched Mike Tyson versus Holyfield headbutts. I don't know what this video is going to be, but I'll play it on the screen while we watch it. So you can see the headbutts, and you decide if Holyfield deserved to get his fucking ear bitten. I don't even know which fight. This might have been the first one.
Blows and knees to Mike Tyson. But first, an introduction to our hero. Evander Holyfield, the real deal headbutt. He never headbutts anyone or crushes his nuts. It's God Jeezy's.
Oh,
As his fans
they're showing
claim, accidentally.
Holyfield's low blows in other fights right
That's
now.
what he's done. His entire career. Headbutts and low blows to stronger fighters.
Well, I give glory to God, and for everybody to know that you can't choose against God. You can choose against me anytime, but when God involved, Jesus is alive, and He the credit for it, and I thank God.
Oops. I'll edit ahead to shit as. Okay, here we go.
Evander crushed his nuts and kept headbutting him.
Crushed his nuts.
The second fight, Tyson told Evander, if you cheat again, I will bite off your ear. Now we will analyze the second Holyfield-Tyson fight. Does the first headbutt
Wait, did I skip too
in
far?
this round
No.
look like
no,
an
There's
yeah,
one.
Yeah,
Look
that's
how
a
he
full-blown
charges
headbutt.
his head. The problem is he is very smart in cheating, so it's difficult to see.
Audio's awesome.
In slow motion, you can see.
Ducks down. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
And is this headbutt accidental again?
See how his whole body language is
Yeah.
different?
And does this low blow, nut crush, look like an accident?
Nut crush. I love that it's called a nut crush to this guy. Notice okay, this is the dirty shit I'm talking about that John Jones does. He knew the ref was on the left, so he punched him in the dick with the right.
I didn't see the dick punch there.
I think they show it again, slow-mo.
Did God Jesus throw this low blow? Sure. Jesus is bold, black, and wears purple trunks. Done.
Boom,
King
right in the dick hole, dude.
paid the referee enough not to see headbutts and low blows by Holyfield. Between 130 and 110, Tyson got headbutted 5 times, but the referee is... Look at Holyfield's sudden elbow, strike.
Oh, this one's pretty
and
crazy.
knee
He elbows him
to
whoop,
Tyson.
in
Oh,
the back
fuck.
of the head there. I don't know if that was intentional, but
I mean, it looked like that was just part of the punch.
yeah. But he did push him with an elbow, which I don't know if that's legal in boxing. Before he hit the ropes, he checked him with an elbow.
Round 3.
Here comes the bite. guys.
Tyson is pissed and wants to kill the cheater.
Who made this? yeah. Here it comes. I wish it showed him a little better quality. I like that there's text explaining how emotional Tyson is.
Yeah, just,
At 150,
Just show it.
Holyfield pushes Tyson's head down and does a dangerous knee to his head.
A knee.
I didn't see a knee
I
there.
didn't see a knee either. You're talking
Dude,
about the
what
rape.
the fuck?
What is this?
Stay on topic, shit.
Hey, we're not one to.
Yeah, true. Well, at least go chronologically.
Finally, Holyfield gives one too many headbutts.
Here it is. Boom.
Ooh.
Look at Tyson going after him still. I'm playing this whole thing on the fucking big screen. It's so weird. Holyfield is
It's a frog.
Anyway, this is a really fucking stupid video, but it kind of does show, like,
Long story short, I think Holyfield had it coming.
you think so? Because you can see how you can sneak those headbutts in. That's the
I mean,
shit.
if he's fucking with him that much, then
You think he should? I don't think he should bite someone's ear off. I
I
think.
mean, he shouldn't. But it's also Tyson. He probably could have done worse.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so yeah, I thought he headbutted him too many times. I don't think that Mike Tyson should have bit his fucking ear off, but maybe give him an uppercut to the dick. You know, get a little revenge.
I mean, I guess overall, you'd play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
During his banishment, Tyson used his free time to make a guest appearance in 1998's WrestleMania 14, earning him $3 million to be an unofficial member of D-Generation X. So we got his $3 million back at least.
Yeah.
Once his ban was lifted, Tyson fought in 6 bouts between 1995 and 2005, winning 4 out of the 6. Later, Tyson would admit to being a full-blown cokehead and being high as giraffe balls during several of his fights.
He was on coke during his fights?
Dude, you can find pictures of Tyson where he's like at a party and it's just fucking coke all over his
but
nose.
that's different at a party.
I mean, it's a performance-enhancing drug.
Yeah.
In 2002, Tyson got another chance to fight for the middleweight championship, fighting Lennox Lewis in Memphis, Tennessee's Pyramid Arena. The fight was highly anticipated, and the hype was partially due to Tyson's remarks towards Lewis 2 years prior. During a post-fight interview, Mike wildly expressed his desire to fight Lewis, saying, quote, "I want your heart. I want to eat your children."
Fuck.
That's a hell of a threat. Adding to the drama was a brawl that broke out between the two fighters' entourages at a New York press conference promoting their bout. It was a dust-up that Mike would eventually admit to starting while high on the devil's dandruff. Mike would go on to lose the fight by knockout in the 8th round. Soon after the defeat, Mike's erratic spending and poor management led him to filing for bankruptcy, kind of similar to MC Hammer. After earning over $300 million over his career, Tyson found himself $23 million in debt. It was also around this time that he debuted his now iconic face tattoo. Tyson fought 3 more opponents, going 1-2, and shocked the world when he quit before starting the 7th round against Kevin McBride. In a 2008 documentary, Mike admitted he only took the fight for a payday. Riding a tiger down a mountain of cocaine is understandably very expensive.
Fucking Mike Tyson, dude.
Iron Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, retired from professional boxing after 2005, resorting to doing a world tour of exhibition matches in 2006. Called Tyson's World Tour, the campaign was also just to help pay off his debts.
I never even heard of this.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
It was pretty much after the Evander Holyfield fight.
Disappeared.
I hardly heard anything about him. After his departure from boxing, Tyson fell into a battle with depression, using drugs and spending time with his 350 pet pigeons to fill the void. Following drug charges in 2006 and 2007, Mike would eventually check himself into a addiction treatment program. Though he continued to pursue various business ventures, TV and film appearances, and also publishing books, Tyson essentially gained a ton of weight and fell into obscurity.
Oh, I love Chubby Tyson.
That is until 2020. A video surfaced on Tyson's Instagram page showing a chiseled 54-year-old Mike in the gym throwing punches so fast and powerful it makes you question reality. Then, like a phoenix rising from the ashes after going to rehab for drug addiction, Mike Tyson returned to the world stage. Currently, Tyson is staying in fighting shape, building a successful cannabis company called Tyson 2.0, and proving that he is still the baddest man on the planet. His fight against Roy Jones Jr., that's who he fought, that blew my fucking mind.
I loved that. I was so happy just to see him in the ring again, but also just how happy he was.
How happy he was, how fucking fast he was, how scared Roy Jones Jr. was of him.
Yeah.
Like, just how much he outclassed him, even at 54 years old, is fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was something like Tyson hadn't fought in, 10 years or something, and Roy Jones Jr. just retired 2 or 3 years before that or something. I can't remember.
It's fucking crazy, the transformation that Mike Tyson has gone through over the course of his entire career, going from being a violent youth that was spending more time inside of jail than outside of jail, to becoming a professional heavyweight boxer, to going back into prison, coming back out, going further down the slope into drug addiction and depression, and then coming back to become this
he's like a prophet
guru.
Yeah.
It's honestly an amazing transformation.
Yeah.
Over time, and it's inspirational to anybody that has gone through any sort of major
dark times, pain,
times in their lives, where it's like, yeah, you can go into some bad shit, but it's what you do after that really matters. Like what you learn from those situations, how you handle those situations, and how you come out of it. It's what's the old thing? It's not about getting knocked down. It's about whether or not you get back up. I think that's a Rocky quote or something.
Yeah, it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit. Keep moving forward.
And keep moving forward.
How much you can take. Keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
I think the most concise, inspirational saying that kind of sums all of this up is, I get knocked down, but I get up again. And you're never going to keep me down. Here's to Chumbawamba.
Yeah, if I could play that song, I would. But I think we'll get knocked for that.
Oh, they'll
it's
copyright.
way too popular. It's way too cool. It's way too flashy.
They'll copyright strike us for sure because they're desperate for fucking money at this point.
Can I play another Tyson quote to wrap this out?
Yeah, let's close us out with a Tyson quote.
Okay. Uh-oh. Wait, let me start it over. Okay, here we go.
We look for our mother and our lover, but our mother could never be our lover because our lover would never love us like our mother. She's not in her. It's not in no woman to love us like our mother loves us. It's not in her.
Mike, I gotta tell somebody that.
No, you ain't listen.
That's why, bro.
No, I'm gonna tell you
It
something.
wasn't in her to love her like my mama loved me.
Not in her.
Yeah, it wasn't in her. It wasn't in her, man.
Know why? Know why? Because her survival, even though she she does everything she does for you. Listen, everything she does for you is for her survival. Everything your mother do for you is for your survival.
Damn. Okay, one more. One more. That's not Mike Tyson. Okay, it's the last one.
Life is beautiful, but you have to accept the good and the bad as being beautiful. You can't accept the good. Oh, this is beautiful. Then we lose somebody. Oh, life sucks. Life is beautiful because life gave us the ability to just know them on our journey in life. We met them. We loved them. We cared about them. They cared about us. That's the purpose of life. Just to enjoy what we had, what we journeyed through it. Yeah, my pleasure, brother.
This dude's crying from whatever conversation led up to this.
You all do.
He's crying because Mike just bit his fucking ear off.
What is this thing? What is my purpose? Why am I here? Why do I have to go through this pain? Why do I have to go through this fear all the time? Why can't it just be peaceful all the time? Then it wouldn't be life. You know, it wouldn't be life. We have to take life at its terms, life on life terms, not our life on our terms. You know, we have to live life on life terms, not on our terms. Life is beautiful,
Anyway,
but you have to accept the good
love
and
the
the
guy
bad
now,
as being
dude.
beautiful.
There's some better ones, but those three were my favorite ones I found.
Mike Tyson went from making people cry with his fists to making people cry with his words.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a very valuable lesson in that there's multiple different forms of power that you can exert on the world.
Yeah.
And over time, you find what works best for you. How
I forgive him.
You find the way that you can make the,
forgive him for
the
what he did.
biggest impact. Well, it depends on. I mean, it really is overall a story of redemption, that somebody can go from such a horrible place to being such an inspirational figure.
Yeah.
And I
It is
think
fucking
that,
crazy in the world that we live in now, too, that usually people don't come back from the fucked up shit that he was accused of or did do. We don't know. But even before that, all the fucked up shit that he said, the shit that he's done a lot of fucked up shit. But somehow he's like, in general, I think there's a lot of people probably still hate him, but in general, the vibe is everyone loves Mike Tyson now. And he's like forgiven.
I don't know. It's something that I struggle with to a certain degree, but I feel like the person who goes to that horrible dark place and is able to come back from it is more powerful than the person who never went there in the first place.
Yeah.
So
if you can come back from it.
If you come
That's
back,
the part
that's
that's
yeah,
hard.
that's the thing is coming back from it, finding the redemption. There are some things that, well, even if you look at like a serial killer in prison, who, while they're still in prison for the rest of their lives, or just waiting on death row,
Yeah.
somehow finds a way to turn themselves around and change their mentality and come to the mindset where it's like, okay, I've got this coming. I understand that
Yeah.
the decisions that I made in the past put me on this path, and this is my ultimate destination, but I'm going to accept it because I know that that's the right thing to do. I know that I put myself here. It's nobody else's fault but my own. I'm taking responsibility for it.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of power in that also. Like showing other people that sometimes you make mistakes that you can't come back from, and accepting that that's where you're going is respectable also. You know, it's walking to the gallows
like
with your head held high.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's
a little different though, right? Because do you think, I mean, I don't know these people, but if they ever got let out, do you think they actually learned a lesson? Like if they were like, holy shit, dude, you've been at peace, you're calm, we're letting you out of jail, you're free. You just go kill somebody.
There is absolutely no way to know that, and that's why they should stay in.
Yeah.
And that's why they should go to their ultimate fate, you know, willingly.
Do you think they should get laid one last time? Like shouldn't there be a clause like in the laws, like if you did something horrible, you murdered fucking 20 people, you're in jail for 50 years, you're about to go on death row, you've been good for 50 years, you've been an angel, you really have moved on, you should get to fuck one last time before you die, I think. Personally, that's what I think. If there's someone out there willing to do it.
There's plenty of, I mean, Charles Manson never actually killed anybody. He instigated other people to kill other people. I mean, Richard Ramirez had a fucking fan club, and he was a straight up serial killer. There are people that are into that.
Right before you go, give them a little,
I'll put it this way. There's someone for everyone.
Last meal should be whatever you want to eat, even if it's pussy.
I think that's a good spot to close out the episode right there. There's no way to top that. That's it for this episode of the Iconoblast podcast. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow us at Iconoblast Podcast. You can follow me at Coop Newcomb. You can follow Joel at Joel R. Benner. Like Joel was saying earlier,
I dedicate this episode to Cain Velasquez.
This one's for Cain Velasquez. If you like Cain Velasquez, write it in the reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, and on Spotify.
And on Spotify. Also subscribe on YouTube, the Drinking Bros History YouTube channel. Give us a like and drop some comments.
Tell your friends about us.
That's the biggest one. Tell your friends about us. Anyway, my name is Matt Cooper.
I'm Joel Benner.
And we are reminding you to never take anything at face value.
Ever. Don't ever
you ever do that, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Don't ever